Good morning, everyone. Welcome to TJK Network for this 11 a.m. early morning game we got for y'all. My name is Tyler Kajazek, reporting to you live on TJK Network. Today's matchup features the Pequannock Golden Panthers versus the Passaic Tech Bulldogs, or you may know their acronym of PCTI. PCTI currently with a record of 9-3 and 1. 9-6 and 1. And Pequannock currently 14 and 1. So this is going to be another good matchup, as Pequannock will want to look forward to wrapping up their season at home, as this is their last home game of the season. They have one more on the road, but that is at St. Elizabeth. So unfortunately, we will not be able to cover it, as St. Elizabeth does not have a feed unless that changes. It's pretty bad weather today. It is raining out. So we'll see who prevails in this game. But let's go over our starting goalkeeper for Pequannock. And that is Zell Wisner with a record of 14 and 1. Total of 90 saves, averaging 6. And our total calculated save percentage we have done is .938. Pretty solid numbers. And of course, her goals against average is 0.40. So again, very good stats. And the projected starting goalkeeper for the PCTI Bulldogs is number 0, Katie Granda. Kickoff will be happening shortly, so just hold tight, people. So yesterday, of course, the Pequannock football team shut out North Warren 27-0. It was a good game to watch if you watched it on TJK Network. And we were also trying to get the score of the Lyndhurst Hawthorne game. And of course, for us to get home field advantage in the first round and play here, we needed Lyndhurst to lose and us to win, or I believe us to win in a dominant way because, that accumulates more power points because that's how the brackets are made. It's not by record. And Pequannock has definitely done that with their dominant 27-0 shutout. And, of course, Lyndhurst loses, so we'll see what the seeding does, but I believe we may have home field advantage, which according to a couple sources, we haven't had in a long time. The football team last year finished with a tough 3-5 record and missed the state playoffs, and they would get put in the regional tournament, which was basically like a loser's bracket tournament. And they made it all the way to the final, but then lost in the final to Lenape Valley, and that's how they finished with a overall record of 5-6. So after the regular season, they were 3-5, and then after those regional tournament games, they would finish 5-6. This year, though, this team shocked everybody because a lot of people, even some of the players, thought the team would be the same or even worse. Because keep in mind, this year we have way less seniors on the football team. But this year we shocked everybody, and we had a surprisingly amazing turnaround, a very surprising one, and we finished with the regular season record of 6-2. And we will make the state playoffs with possibly opening the first round at home. And the girls soccer team, with one game to go in the regular season, they will either finish 16-1 if they win the last 2 games, including this one, of course. Which would be astounding if they finish 16-1. Very impressive. This girls soccer team has shown a lot this year. They finished 16-2-3 last year. So they're literally dominating once again this season. Last year they had a bunch of seniors, and this year they also have a bunch of seniors. Boys soccer team yesterday also played and unfortunately lost 2-0 to Jefferson. And unfortunately, it's not looking good for them, as I believe they are out of states for the first time in years, currently now with a record of 6-8-2. Boys soccer team struggling defensively and also with a bit of the offense having a lot of defensive pressure from the other teams. But we'll keep an update on you for that with the state playoff situation for the boys soccer team. But I believe they are not in, according to some of the players. If they needed to win that game, and they couldn't tie or lose it, and unfortunately they lost it. I'm not sure it's taking a while here to start our kickoff. And here we are, getting ready for the kickoff now. I believe Pequannock also has accumulated enough power points for a #1 seed projected they'll be. In my opinion, it really should be record. And of course, like a win should be 2 points and a tie should be 1. And it should go by that like professional leagues. But still, they'll get the #1 seed as projected. Which means we'll be here at home for pretty much the entire playoff run. And that will be all on TJK Network, so be sure to tune in for the playoffs, folks. As this is going to be a great playoff run. And here we are, getting ready for the kickoff. Also in the stands are some of the former seniors from last year who played on this team, making a return. Which is very nice to see. Also a successful year last year they had. State sectional semifinal. Again, 16-2-3 final record. Entering in, PCTI, pressure from Blakely. And Katrina McMahon to bring it out. Not entirely, that ball makes its way to Emily Ziegler. And through to Ortega. But on the rush is Granda to kick it out. To center, but it will actually go out of bounds. Ball was brought back into play. And with it, number 17, Piero. And that ball makes its way out of bounds. Pequannock trying to put on pressure. Victoria Locke on it now. Shayla Osmansky trying to put pressure. Victoria Locke brings it in deep. And it's picked up by Katie Granda. Or full name, Catherine Granda. At the center. And we'll have a call here for Pequannock to kick it. Here's the kick towards the net. And it will go wide and out of bounds. Now kick in, number 10, Skylar Ventura. And now, Kaylin Ziegler keeps it in bounds. Now Katrina McMahon with it. McMahon brings it to Shayla Osmansky, and it's shot wide on the left side. Kicked out. Coming with it. As she gets knocked over with the ball, that was Shayla Osmansky. And the refs will call that one. And now Shayla Osmanski to kick for the Panthers. Shayla Osmanski with the kick. Stopped by Grondub, just barely. It went off the crossbar. And Rachel Cunningham will bring it back to center. Out of Van Len. Takes it back to Karis Blakely. Up high by, I believe that was Julia Foti. Out through as Samantha Cunha hits Piero. Here we are getting ready for the kick. And PCTI kicks it to the net. And Zoe Wisner makes the stop. Zoe Wisner is still with it. And she'll kick it out to center. PCTI to pick it off, but that ball's loose, and it makes its way to Shayla Osmanski. Ortega made a move there, got picked off, and Samantha Cunha gets it for the Panthers. Brought to the net, and it hits the side, left side specifically. And currently at center, as I believe Addie Van Lenten battled for that. And now with it, Julia Foti picked off and kicked to center, excuse me. Aletas was one that played that. At center right now. Samantha Cunha was with that. And that ball goes out of bounds. Brought in. Goes off the head and makes its way to Rachel Cunningham. Jay Osmanski trying to battle for that. Kicked up high. To center. Makes its way to Rachel Cunningham. Now to Emily Ziegler. Back to Rachel Cunningham. It's picked off. And at the corner, it will go out of bounds. That's kicked out to center. And the rest will move the ball with PCTI with it. Kicked into Panthers territory. And running for that. Samantha Cunha, as she will battle for that. PCTI is able to take it back, and now the Panthers steal that one back. Ortega at center. Ortega's still with it. She'll bring it in, but it's offside. At center, kicked up high. Emily Ziegler is able to take that. Emily Ziegler rushing in. Emily Ziegler brings it up front of the net. And it makes its way in, off the post.
No! I didn't see it. Take it again. It's a replay.
What a goal from, I believe that was Emily Ziegler. We're going to take a look at that replay for you guys. It went off the left post and in. Yeah, that was Emily Ziegler. Great play of the far low post. So the Panthers get on the board first. And Samantha Cunha on the sideline. It gets picked off. PCTI tries to set up here. Ball makes its way to Zoe Wisner. She'll dive for that and stop it. Brought out. Not entirely center yet. And that goes out of bounds at center. Nice pickoff by Emily Ziegler to Victoria Locke. PCTI does get it back though, and we'll play it. At the sideline, it gets kicked into the Panther zone, but Zoe Wisner there brings it out of the net to pick it up. Kicked out to center. Played by Kaylin Ziegler. And that goes out of bounds. And that ball is brought in by Katrina McMahon. Brought up high. Addie Van Letten is able to get that. Brought to center. And it's brought into PCTI zone, and it will be picked up by Katie Granda. And kicked up high to center. It'll go off the head of McMahon. Up in the air to Rachel Cunningham. Now Cecilia Colvin. Makes its way to Riley DeCumber. Battle for it there. And PCTI is able to bring in, go off Karis Blakely, and out of bounds. And it's brought in. And makes its way to Zell Wisner. And currently with it, PCTI as they'll set up and try to bring it in, but Panthers will, force them to keep it out to center. Now it's kicked up high, and they'll get it in. And that ball makes its way to Zell Wisner, and she will stop it for the Panthers again. Out at center, brought up high. Ortega with it right now. Alexandra Ortega right at the side. Ortega brings it up to the net up high. It's deflected, and it will get stopped by Granda. She'll make the catch.
Am I in your way?
You're good now. You're good now.
I'm sorry, thanks.
That's okay. It's okay. Rainy day.
And now kicking will be PCTI to bring it out to center. And she won't get that kick, really a good kick out to center. And it will take a second chance, but Panthers will get it. And Panthers will go for the free kick. This is going to be Shayla Osmanski to kick it. And here we are. Shayla Osmanski brings it up high, and it's stopped by Granda, as she will hit it over the net. And here's a corner kick from Shayla Osmanski. And it will go off the head and deflect the other direction. And at center, rushing through. Ortega puts pressure, and the ball will go out of bounds. Brought in. And ball's at center still. Rachel Cunningham plays that one to center too. Ortega and Cunha. And now it's taken back. Still at center. Major battle here, and that ball goes out of bounds. So for boys soccer, as they lost 2-0 to Jefferson, they need Lodi to lose to make the states. Currently bringing it in. Caitlin Zegler to bring it to the net. Stopped by Granda. And Granda will kick that one out. And it will make its way back into PCTI zone. Ortega to the net and wide on the left side. Kicked out and deflected up high. I believe that went off a head. Shayla Osmansky played through center. Ortega with it, brings it in. And that ball makes its way to Granda. Out to center. At center. And PCTI to kick. And here's the kick from PCTI. I believe that went off Addie Van Lan's head. Jay Osmansky brings it in to PCTI zone. And that ball will make its way to Katie Granda. Up high. And Ortega not able to get to that. That ball goes out. And we made it a little over halfway in our first half, with less than 20 remaining. Samantha Cunha with it to bring it back in.
Hey guys, it's Kurt Albison back. I just wanted to say thank you guys for all tuning in to an amazing season with the boys. And on the game started to get intense, so I'm just gonna say what's going on. We got a throw-in going on for blue. We got Samantha Cunha on it. She's going deep. We got a few runners. And it's out again. Passing it back to TJK. That's me. That's been Kurt Albison for you guys. Adios.
And that ball is brought back in. PCTI with it, with Ortega putting on pressure, and it will go out.
You guys tune in for boys soccer states coming up? State finals.
When we get into that, what you see looking like. Oh, wait, so TJK, we could like talk as long as we're not talking. Oh, no. Goal!
Van Letten with it. And that's picked off and brought back to center. Katrina McMahon with it. Now Shayla Osmansky with that great move. Shayla Osmansky brings it in. Ortega was not able to get to that and will be out.
Newcastle playing 4-0.
And that's kicked out. Pequannock's able to hold it in. Victoria Locke. And that will go right-sided wide of the net. Kicked out. It was a handball. So PCTI start with the possession here. Kicked into the Panthers zone, but immediately brought out Shayla Osmanski. And it gets put into PCTI zone with Katie Granda to pick it up. Kicked out. Center. Now with it was Riley Chomko, but before it got tooken. And that ball is brought in out.
Go, Rod. Are you like?
Kicked out. And off of Addie Van Letten. And it's brought up high. And that ball is out of bounds. Brought in. Coming with it, Riley Chomko. And now Rachel Cunningham with it. Brought in. Riley DeCumber. Able to keep it in. Trina McMahon rushing for that. She's able to hold it in. Rachel Cunningham. And to the net. And stopped by Granda. So, kicked out to center. And Panthers will kick again. Addie Van Letten to kick. And here's the kick. Makes its way to Ortega. Ortega with no room. Shot. And it's in, but I don't think it will count. It was offside. Kicked out. And it'll go off the head of Shayla Osmanski. Ball makes its way to Rachel Cunningham. Cunningham shoots it wide on the right side. Kicked out. Not out to center, as it'll be brought back in. Riley Chomko with it. Now Shayla Osmanski with it. Shot! Scores! Shayla Osmanski makes it 2-0. What a goal! As the boys soccer team join with me in the press box, celebrates that goal. Let's take a look at that replay for y'all. TJK Network instant replay.
See, follow post once again. Some boy soccer can't do.
Hey, don't say that about your team.
Get it. I love my team, guys. Don't worry. I love the boys. We're gonna keep winning. We're gonna win in states. Anybody we beat versus in states, we're gonna just take care of business. Right?
That's what we gotta be optimistic for.
Yeah, right. Just take care of business.
Yeah, exactly. As what the baseball team said last year, they said job's not finished.
Finished. We finished it.
Yes, indeed. We were there at Veterans Park for the Buna game. That was a great game. Both of your finals, you were down 4-0, and you came back with a 1-run lead.
The guy's got me a ring here. You should have. We'll disrupt the cameras if we have to. No. No, let's stand up first.
And PCTI to kick it out. We'll have a foul on that. That'll be on Victoria Locke. And kicked over off Victoria Locke. Makes its way to Riley DeCumber. Taken back to Samantha Cunha, and it's stolen. PCTI entering. PCTI entering Pequannock zone. They're bringing it in to the side. Up high to the net. And stopped by Zoe Wisner. She'll make the catch. Kicked out to center. Off the head of Riley Chomko. And really kicked out of bounds. Rachel Cunningham with it. And Katrina McMahon tried to go for it, and the ball, unfortunately, will make its way out of bounds. Brought back in. And that ball, it's swaying to Pequannock zone, and it will go out of bounds. Currently with it, PTTI. They'll try to bring it up front, but Harris Blakely will kick it, but it will go out of bounds. Kravitz in here, sniping himself. In the corner, and kicked out of bounds by Katrina McMahon. Eight minutes and 48 seconds to go in our first half of the game. And it's brought in. We'll go off the head of Katrina McMahon and Shayla Osmansky. PCTI keeps it in, though. They'll try to set up. Clark putting defensive pressure. And it'll get brought through. And Shayla Osmansky. It'll get off. It'll go off a couple heads. Not out yet entirely. Riley DeCumber on the rush for that. And she'll get it out. Partially to center, but it's brought back in. Karis Blakely brings it out to Ortega at center. And that one's kicked out of bounds by PCTI, so Pequannock will start in the offensive zone. And Riley DeCumber will get subbed off. Brought in by Samantha Cunha. And out of bounds. Brought in again. Ortega with it at the corner. Alexander Ortega will give it to Shayla Osmansky. And that one will go wide on the right side.
Guys have like a football after party. That 27 win was good for PowerPoints. Yeah. And then of course I told you how needs to win. Well, Lyndhurst needs to lose so we can get 8 seed or something. Yeah, Hawthorne beat them. So. I think it's 7 or 8. That's what I don't know who we're playing. We're playing from the lower.
Picked up by Katie Granda. Emily Ziegler brings it in, but it's taken out. Rachel Cunningham with it, takes it back to center. Katrina McMahon brings it in. Up high. And it makes its way to Samantha Cunha. And Van Len kicks it in. And it makes its way to the net. And Katie Granda there to pick it up. Kicked up high by Katie Granda to center. Emily Ziegler to Rachel Cunningham. Back to Samantha Cunha. Samantha Cunha. And it makes its way back to Samantha Cunha. Up high. And out. And currently with it, PCTI. Though just able to bring it out, but Victoria Locke takes it and gives it to Karis Blakely to bring it in. Emily Ziegler on the rush on the side. And gets turned over. Or taken, I should say. Kicked out. And out of bounds. And Mia to cover to bring it in. It'll go off of Emily Ziegler and to Karis Blakely. Ortega tries to reach for it, and it goes out of bounds. Brought in and went off of Samantha Cunha, and she'll play it in. Rachel Cunningham. Through center to Shayla Osmansky. 2:35 remaining in our first half. And kicking for that ball. Was PCTI for a 1 out. Mia DeCumber will be bringing that one back in. Brought in by DeCumber. Kalen Ziegler. And it's out to center. Off the head of Addie Van Letten. Kicked up high. Kalen Ziegler tries to keep it in. She does, but not enough power on that. And it'll be a stop on the right side for Granda. Kicked up. And it'll make its way to Emily Ziegler. Shayla Osmansky with it. Emily Ziegler with it again. Emily Ziegler on the move. And try to set it up to Caitlin Ziegler, but it did not connect. It would have been a goal right there as Katie Granda was on the right side of the net. And went right through. That was almost a goal right there. Final minute to go in our first half. And that kick will go over the net. Kicked out. Go off the head. At center now. It will go out of bounds. 20 seconds remaining. Mia DeCumber to bring it in. It will go off the head. And PCTI with it. 10 seconds to go. Kicked up high. And out. And that will end our first half of the game. And your current score after 40 minutes of playing time is 2-0 Panthers. Emily Ziegler with the first goal. And Shayla Osmansky with the second. To bring the Panthers with that 2-0 lead. Be sure not to leave the broadcast early, as we'll be back for a 10-minute intermission. My name is Todd Kavzuzak, reporting to you live on TJK Network. We'll see you momentarily. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back everybody on TJK Network. And we are about to start our second half of the game. Pequannock currently leads 2-0. First goal being from Emily Ziegler, and the second goal being Shayla Osmansky. 40 minutes to the clock. And Pequannock has been solid. And we'll see if they'll continue that momentum. Here we go. And it looks like we have had a goalkeeping change. And it looks like now Sophia Campadonico will take over for PCTI. And we'll have a whistle on that.
Sophia's in the net now, right? Yeah. Campadonico? Campadonico, is it? Yeah, guess that.
Shayla Osmansky with the kick. Stopped by Sophia Campadonico. Once again, goalkeeping change. They took out Kathy Granda, excuse me. Ball brought back into play. And PCTI on the rush. Right side. And we'll go out. Kicked out. But kept in. Jamie Man trying to put defensive pressure on PCTI. And nice defensive play by Katrina McMahon. But that ball will go out of bounds. And PCTI trying to get a chance here. PCTI going for the corner kick. To the net, stopped by Zoe Wisner. She got a piece of that. Kicked again to the net. And it will go just over at front. Kicked out. At center now. Caitlin Ziegler to Emily Ziegler. They're going to rush into PCTI's zone. And that ball went out of bounds. Excuse me, my mic unplugged, but that went out of bounds, and it's brought back in. Up high, and out of bounds again. PCTI brings it back in. Brought over. Kalen Ziegler with it now. And that ball gets trickled away. Trickles itself away. Out of bounds. Not kicked out to center. Kept in. Ortega on the rush, but Sophia Campadonico to make the stop. Panthers keep it in with the pressure. Shayla Osmansky. Kicked over. Off of Emily Ziegler's head. It will trickle wide. Campadonico was out of the net pretty far. And Lelitz kick it out, but Panthers keep it in. Ortega with it. Ortega with the pressure. To the net. Stopped by Campadonico. Kicked out of center. And Katrina McMahon takes it back, but it will go out of bounds. Kicked out. And Samantha Cunha with it. Brought it to Shayla Osmansky. Ortega was on a breakaway, but it's offside. Kicked by PCTI. Shazmansky wasn't able to hold on to that, but Karis Blakely. And on the rush was Caitlin Ziegler, but she was not able to get to it in time. Up high. Karis Blakely battles on the sideline, and it finds its way to Caitlin Ziegler. Now Victoria Locke. Kick to the net. Ortega with it now. And that goes out of bounds. kicked out, and it will go off the head of Nonan and out of bounds. Brought in off Caitlin Ziegler, and makes way to Charlotte Mansky. Now Rachel Cunningham. Great move up front. Emily Ziegler trying to rush to it at the corner. Katrina McMahon keeps it in play. Up at front again. Kicked up high. And no one there on the sideline. It will go out. Cunha brings that one back in. Kicked up high. Victoria Locke tried to get a piece of that. She was able to play it in a bit. And she blocked that one, but it makes its way back. PCTI will kick it out. At center. As it's brought in. And Zoe Wisner will go out of her net to pick up the ball. Van Letten with it. And PCTI setting up. And they'll kick that one, and that one will hit the left side of the net. Make sure you get the door for Armando. And
Hey, guys, go there. Did it go cold outside? Or no? I can't.
at center, makes its way to Addie Van Letten, and now to Rachel Cunningham. Brought in, Shayla Osmansky. And that one will go out of bounds, wide right side.
Oh my God.
Brought in by Katrina McMahon. At front, kicked up high. The center. 27 minutes and 23 seconds remaining in our second half.
Let's go, Blue. Let's get a head on it. Yeah.
And Van Letten kicks it in. Off the head. Ortega on the rush for it. Alexandra tries to pass it to Cunha. It's picked off.
I can't see what I'm saying.
And Dryon to bring it in. Victoria Locke to Shayla Osmansky. Brought in and kicked out Right away back to center. Battle with Ventura and Rachel Cunningham. And I will go right at the sideline. Stays in though. And that gets taken back. Nearly into Pequannock zone. Karis Blakely to Emily Ziegler. And that one made its way out. Brought back in by PCTI. Right up high. Kicked up high. Kaylin Ziegler. Able to battle for that. Kaylin Ziegler. Shot. Stopped by Campadonico.
Yeah, goalkeeper change. Second quarter, second half. They switched it. They're gonna keeper change staying now. They're gonna goalkeeper change starting in a second. No, them. Oh, it's supposed to go with now. Playing good.
Here's the kick. And Campadonico gets that brought in again. And kicked up high and out. Karis Blakely. And now Samantha Cunha. Picked off by Martinez. And Ortega is able to take it back. Ortega brings it back in. Ortega. Great move. Nobody there though. And it's taken out. And out of bounds. Riley DeCumber again subbed in for Emily Ziegler. Brought in. Shayla Osmansky. Brings it in. And rushing out, Campadonico to make the save. Kicked out to center. Victoria Locke with it. Now Alexandra Ortega. Shayla Osmansky trying to bring it up front. It makes its way to PCTI. But it's taken back by Ortega. And she'll try to bring it to the net, but it goes wide on the right side.
Let's go, Q.
Kicked out.
On it.
At center, Addie Van Letten. Brought in to Ortega. Ortega with a nice move. Taking it to the side. Right here on the shot. Rachel Cunningham gets that one in. And now it's 3-0 Panthers. Let's take a look at that instant replay right there. Ortega got that one from the side and got it to Rachel Cunningham. Great play. And now the Panthers lead 3-0. So now Mia DeCumber will bring it over. Richard Cunningham gets a piece of that. And now Kaylin Ziegler. No one there. Kaylin Ziegler gets stopped by Campadonico as she'll dive down to stop that. And that one went wide and out. Out center. Rachel Cunningham with it. Right there. Goalkeeper, not there. Shot and in. I believe that may have been Caitlin Ziegler with it. And it is now 4-0. I believe that may have been Caitlin Ziegler who got that. Let's see. Not sure. I believe that may have been Caitlin Ziegler who got that fourth one right there.
Yeah.
And Ortega with it. Now Rachel Cunningham. Ortega, try to rush for that. It's picked up by Campodonico. Kicked out. And it makes its way to Skylar Ventura. And great defensive play by Karis Blakely. Zoe Wisner went out of her net to try to stop that. And she was beaten by PCTI. And Karis Blakely was there and stopped that goal. What a stop. What do you got to say about that, Aaron?
Great defensive play.
And now PCTI going for the corner kick. And there it is. And no one there. It went right through in front of the net. That one goes out of bounds, and Ava Martino gets knocked down on that play. Kicked up high by Riley DeCumber. Kicked by Addie Van Letten. Ortega had a piece of that. And it's picked up by Campodonico. Kicked out. Center. Matea Dimitrowska. Rushing for that. Kept in by Matea Dimitrowska. And Ava Martino gets it to Ortega up front, but it's picked off. And Nonan. Richard Cunningham. And picked off. Mia DeCumber not able to get to that.
That's good. Y'all analyzing who's on the bench right now?
And now Samantha Cunha to bring that one in. And it's out again. Went off of Ortega. Brought in. Anton with it. Ortega tried to steal that, wasn't able to. Right over to Pequannock's side, went off of Addy Van Letten, and now at center it lands. There's actually two number 17s on PCTI's roster, so now I'm kind of a little thrown off here. That makes no sense. So it could either be Piero or Paletez.
Where did she meet from?
Cunha brings that one back in. Dragon had it, but then it's taken. Ortega now with it. Ortega brings it over all the way into PCTI's zone. Ava Martino trying to rush for that. And it gets taken to the goalkeeper, Campadonico. Out. That's Cecilia Colvin to play it in. Makes its way to Riley DeCumber. And now Ortega. Kicked up high by Ortega. And it will land on the left side of the net. Wide. We're also past, we're a little over halfway also in our second half. 16:10 remaining. And that ball went out of bounds again. At center, Samantha Cunha who had that, but it went out of bounds. Addie Van Letten tried to battle for it. Addie Van Letten, the one to take it out. Up high. Matea Dimitroska trying to battle for it. It's kicked in by PCTI. Up high again. Rachel Cunningham. She fouled on that. That ball goes out of bounds. Ball went out of bounds again.
Let's go, Rod!
Brought in. And that ball went out of bounds. Brought in. Rachel Cunningham nearly had that one. Brought up high. Ortega. And Matea Dimitroska. Now Riley DeCumber brings it to the net and is stopped by Campadonico.
Yeah, shot on frame. Nothing more you can ask. Go
I can ask the goal, actually.
Kicked out to center. Off the head of Addie Van Letten.
One less spank tonight.
Kicked by Addie Van Letten. Riley DeCumber rushing for that. She'll give it to Rachel Cunningham. Now Cecilia Colvin. Ava Martino on the rush, and Campadonico out of her net to grab that. Kicked out to center. Me DeCumber tried to go for that, went right over. Up high by Addie Van Letten. Up high again. And well off a body and made its way to center, but PCTI will bring that one in. And it will go out of bounds left side of the net.
Hockey. They messed it up. How did they do that?
Hi, Slater.
No clue.
I'm actually here to see my friend from the opposing team. She sent me a picture of my house.
Oh, they lost 10-3.
And a little update for And a little update here for the boys soccer team. They will make the playoffs as Lodi has lost 10-3. So boys soccer will make the 16th seed. And depending on the schedule, they will be available on TJK Network. And that one's brought wide of Zell Wisner. They lost to Indian Hills. Kaylee Bunsen with that. And that one will go out of bounds. Kicked up high. And brought over. PCTI trying to set up here. It's brought up front. It will go off of Addie Van Letten. And she will get it out. And Caitlin Zegler to get it out. Now Riley Chomko with it. Riley Chomko. We'll kick that one out of bounds.
So how come they have that camera, but then they got somebody filming with that?
Brought in by Cunha.
They have their own hollow, but they got somebody filming over there.
Ava Martino now with that.
No way.
Kicked out. Kaylee Bunsen now with it. She'll take it back to Karis Blakely. Now, went out.
We're in it. We needed 2 or 3 teams to lose.
At center, Ortega. And now, Caitlin Zegler, shot, scores! Caitlin Zegler makes it 5-0. And now, let's take a look at your replay. Caitlin Zegler was open on that. Perfect shot right over the goalkeeper.
Imagine if we get top inside too. That's the time we want to play.
They got a kid, Andrew Osborne, young back, he's got like 30 some goals. He's got like 34, 35. He gives us all their goals.
So, boys soccer is in the playoffs. But yeah, how does that relief feel, Aaron?
Oh, it feels amazing. Couldn't ask for anything else. But another game with the boys, you know? It's just amazing.
Great group. And Riley Chomko with it. And gets picked off. And battling for it was Martino. Brought at the side and out of bounds.
Westwood Park, Westwood.
I don't care. As long as we're winning.
Kicked out by Addie Van Letten. Riley Tecumber takes it all the way over to Ava Martino, but then it's kicked out.
We're the 16, I think. Choke. Westwood won.
Unless they don't. How many power points did they get from it? How many power points did they get from it?
Hold on, let me just I'll double check.
Brought in and went off ahead. Up front, Riley Chomko tried to get a piece of that.
I'm gonna check PowerPoint right now. Really quick.
And Samantha Cunha will take that hit.
Oh my God.
But then Van Letten takes it back. Now Rachel Cunningham. And she tried to get to Van Letten, but it's picked off. Now to the net. Zoe Wisner is able to kick that away. Riley Tecumber. And now Rachel Cunningham. And it will go out of bounds.
Bro, Jovan, who would win Owen?
Karma is yeah, that's it said program sweep. That's like a season sweep.
Don't, because then you don't have to the interviews. You'll get in trouble again. Brought in. And nice block by Addie Van Letten from that shot. And brought out to Ava Martino. Now Cecilia Colvin. Cecilia Colvin lost that one. And brought wide on the right side of the net.
Yeah, same thing. I like Van Letten.
Shut your trash mouth.
Number 15. Number 15 pretty good. Number 15, no nonsense clearances. I mean,
Van Letten with the kick. Riley Chomko right at that almost. Taken back. Center, Rachel Cunningham. Brings it back to Karis Blakely. Back at center. And took it in. And Zoe Wisner picks that one up, leaving the net.
I'd rather play Ramsey.
Me too. Get in the paper.
You guys know what that shit was like.
Oh, I do.
Kicked up high.
As if I wasn't in the
I think I wasn't there, Jovan. You didn't play this.
As if I wasn't on the bench.
Wait, I still qualify as a 4-year player though. So, right.
I wasn't trying to dig at you. I'm saying it was not fun.
Right over. And block. Panthers
Oh my God. Me
try to connect, and it will make its way to Capadonico. She'll stop that. Kicked out. The center.
They're like actually delusional. They think whatever they do is right. Thank you.
And Matea Dimitrowska try to get a piece of that. And that ball will stay in bounds. 3:23 remaining in our second half. At center, Cecilia Colvin.
Ask her if she wants it. We could still get 15 Jovan.
I'll ask.
I heard. So.
In the corner. And that one will go out of bounds. Bringing it in is Kaylee Bunsen. Brought in by Kaylee Bunsen, and it will go out again.
all the dirty work here. That was really good.
At center, pass to Riley to cover. Nice block by Riley to cover, and it goes out of bounds. Now ball makes its way to Zoe Wisner, and she'll pick that one up.
I know where to bring the food. Once the sauce is ready. Go grab one.
At center, PCTI kicks that one back.
I have yet to score a state goal, so I'd like to do that. Me too.
And onside. Yeah, we'll hit the side of net.
States. I stopped 4 games. There was one chance I had against High Point, and I fucking scouted. Going Scott against High Point on Monday.
Bah.
I'm gonna pass the ball. They have some gross kid, bro.
I think I might sit out against
If you win high, if you win against high point, you get a higher seed.
I think I might sit out against him for the record.
I think Foley's gonna play.
Let me know that we're in states.
What, they got a minute left?
Fully playing, or is it gonna be
I know you're not looking for that.
Kicked out to center.
Let's do it.
Never sat up.
You won't let me.
You sat up?
You didn't show
You
me.
never sat up. You didn't show it to me. Actually, you have sat out against him. Here we saw him.
That one went out of bounds.
Not on purpose.
This is
Not on
purpose.
purpose.
45 seconds remaining
Consequences of your
in our game.
Stranger things have happened.
Karis Blakely. Try to get that, went out of bounds. That one goes out of bounds again. 27 seconds to go. Brought in from the side. Corner kick. To the net. Stopped by Zoe Wisner. And the defense played a part in blocking that too. 7 seconds to go. Kicked up high. And that is it. And the girls soccer team will improve to a 15-1 record, shutting out PCTI 5-0.
Yeah, what's that? You know, you remember Jess's sister? You know, she's the TikTok creator? Yeah.
And that'll be the final home game of the regular season for the girls soccer team. And it was a great way to go out, and they will be in the state playoffs. I believe they'll be the #1 seed. And the boys soccer team would like to say a message.
Home playoff final. You said you wanted to say about it.
Hey guys, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for tuning into the best streamer that's ever streamed and they graced this earth. And I just wanted to say,
And that is Kurt Albertson for y'all. And of course, final score 5-0. Kurt Albertson the second.
yeah, that's it.
There you go. All right. So 5-0 is your final. My name is Tyler Kazak, reporting to you on TJK Network for the final home game of the season for the girls soccer team. 15-1 record they'll improve to, but Passaic Tech will fall down to 9-7-1. So that is it. We're going to conclude today's broadcast. We'll see you in the next one. And we'll see what we got coming up. I'm not sure what the schedule is coming up, but we'll let you know on our Instagram. Be sure to follow that at TJK Network. Anyways, we'll see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.